Hello everyone and welcome to the RTA Season 23 Legend Tournament. My name is Evan and joining me here tonight, it's Stoic. What's going on, Stoic? How are you?
What's going on, Evan? I'm feeling hyped and excited for another season, a legend tournament we have tonight.
Yeah, me too, man. It's always a pleasure getting to do this with you. And if you at home, if this happens to be your first time joining us for one of these legend tournaments, let me tell you briefly about what we do here. At the end of every ranked season in RTA, we like to take the top 4 players and make them fight in gladiatorial combat to see who takes home the legend slot, that number 1 title, and goes in the Hall of Fame. Stoic, at the time of recording this, right? The season just ended. We just got our top 4 players right now. It is currently 12:01 a.m. right now. Who you got to be probably the number 1 legend this season?
Well, one of these 4 names stick out like a sore thumb, and I can't help but notice the flag, and that flag is going to be in the U.S. region. We have to keep rooting for these guys, man. We need to get more titles here for the U.S. side. Gotta root for True Whale, man. Come on! We gotta bring another one home.
Dang Skippy, and that's why I'm glad that everybody in chat is here with us tonight to root for True Whale like we asked for him to do. There's no bias on this stream whatsoever. We got everybody here whatsoever. Let's talk about the tournament format. I just told you why we're here today. How we got here is a different story. They had 3 months in RTA to achieve this rank on the ranked ladder. Now tonight what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing in that SWC mode that you're used to seeing if you've watched SWC. This is what I call the Face Your Fears mode. There's going to be a pre-ban phase in between each round, but you can't consistently pre-ban the same monster for each one. And here's a look at some of the rewards that these folks stand to earn there, and I love that Sage of the Ivory Tower Pioneer skin, Stoic.
Yeah, I gotta say it's all right. Maybe that's why I didn't feel like I needed to go and locked into a Guardian role myself here. I think I could pass on this one, to be very honest with you, but it does look quite nice.
Yeah, let me tell you, that's why I didn't finish Guardian either. It was because of the, it was because of the skin, Stoic. That's why I didn't close with a red star. Either way, I'm very stoked to see what's coming tonight. Like I said, we've got our top 4, and we're going to learn a little bit more about them coming up here. But as we get to go into these player profiles, we're going to see the picks, we're going to see the most banned units, and that leads us into a great topic, Stoic, which is the meta of the last season. What did you think about it?
Meta of the last season's a lot like the meta of this season. You know, we did have a balance patch that came through, and we did see some changes, and honestly, we saw more additions, you know. We had like just more, I guess you could call it RNG factors coming into the table now, or coming into the draft a little bit here, but things aren't going to be changing too much. Oliver did receive a nerf, but he is still one of the best 33, you know what, the best, period. It's not one of the best, he is the best 33 speed lead out there. So Oliver is still going to be a very prevalent unit. We're going to see lots of this guy. That's not going anywhere. And more so, we're going to see lots and lots of Water Ryu, aka more. He got a buff that probably didn't need to happen, but that doesn't matter here. He's just going to be all over the place. We're going to see him in everybody's draft. We're going to see a lot of people fighting over this unit, so we'll see what happens today.
Agreed. I think that was a great summation of the meta that we've been experiencing for a while here. And here's our first player profile, FH. And just like you said, too, Oliver still very much at the forefront here in the most picked and most banned. And now moving on to our second slot here, placing number 2 on the ranked ladder. It's Angry Marmot. Oliver making a presence here as well. I've talked about this a couple times, but I'm very happy with the change that he received. He's still very much, he's excellent. I like the change that they did because it didn't totally destroy him. Also, we see Nikki here. We see Ongyuki, and there's that more you talked about, Stoic.
Yep, exactly. Now, this is a new face that I don't think we've seen in the legendary tournaments before, Angry Marmot, but he's got definitely a very nice play style. We've seen a lot of Nikki and that Dark Onimusha being teamed up before. That's attack buff, bringing a lot of damage to the team here. So Angry Marmot definitely looking to take his turn 1. You can see why he does not want to have to deal with the Tian Lang with the draft that he's providing right here.
Yeah, absolutely not. Considering how much attack bar gain there is in this comp, you definitely don't want to be staring down the barrel of a loaded Tian Lang. I would be banning it out too. Now here's True Whale, the man of our hour here, Stoic. And take a look at his draft. Why don't you walk us through what he plays with?
Well, so what we see here is exactly what we do like to see at a True Whale, and it is a very aggressive True Whale. Obviously, Oliver being that 33 speed lead as incredible as this unit is, Nana actually receiving a nerf. Still, keep in mind that Nana is a unit that is very unique. Nobody does what Nana does. Yes, she does revive units, but not in the style of what Nana does. So she is very, very prevalent. You're still going to see a lot of Nana gameplay, no matter how you nerf that unit. I definitely love to see the aggressive units, Narsha, Dominic, Masha. These are units that provide a lot of damage here and a lot of volatility, especially if they're going to violent proc. And that's the kind of playstyle that hopefully Truel goes down the road here, but we'll see what happens, because sometimes he surprises us and tries some different things.
Yeah, he likes to have some secrets, you know, in the back pocket just in case. Here's the last player that we're going to be focusing on tonight who placed at number 4. It's Ooh My Heart. Let me tell you, Ooh My Heart. This is a new showing here at the Legend Tournament scene, showing a similar draft with Nikki to the one we just saw. Han, Yan Hong, Nefties, and Gianna in the most picked categories, and you see the most banned down there. Stoic, what do you think about these monsters?
I think he has a lot of LD Nat 5s. Nothing but LD Nat 5s that we see right here. Of course, a lot of synergy, though. And when you see that Han in there, Han, Gianna, Neftis offering another speed lead as well. We've seen lots of Yan Hong in today's RTA. We've seen lots of Yan Hong throughout RTA. And of course, Nikki coming in, lots of additional damage. Hopefully we'll see a lot of additional damage coming out of that unit. I think that's a great way, or a great showcase for people who want to see how to ruin their Nikki and what they should be aiming for. So we'll see what Ooh My Heart has today with this draft.
Excellent. Now that carries us over to the bracket. Now they are going to be placed up against the player who's at the opposite end of the placements, meaning number 1 is against number 4, number 2 is against number 3. So that means first off here, we got FH versus Ooh My Heart. Then we'll wrap it up with Angry Marmot versus True Whale for the semifinals before we decide on the finalists and ultimately decide who walks away with the legend title. And like we mentioned earlier at the top of the show, Stoic, at least I seem to remember that we mentioned it, True Whale was number 2 at the America's Cup this year. So that's a big pedigree. This he's carrying a lot of weight behind his name, and it's not his first rodeo when it comes to the Legend Tournament either.
Exactly, and we've talked about this before when it comes to tournament experience, and obviously True Whale having lots of tournament experience when it comes to legendary tournaments, when it comes to America's Cup, and even going into Worlds as well. So experience here, definitely a lot of eyes on True Whale and FH as well, because FH has been in these legendary tournaments in the past as well.
Yeah, you're right. FH, if I remember correctly, actually had a pretty good showing on the last time we saw him too. And here we go. Ooh My Heart versus FH. We're going into the first match already, Stoic, wasting 0 time. We know it's late for you and everybody else. We're going to see some fun games. Take it away.
Just the way I like it. Pre-bans locked in already. We've got Nikki getting banned and the Veronica, by no surprise, getting banned out here. FH is going to have the first pick here on the left side of the screen here. And of course, going to be locking in that 33 speed lead, Oliver. Nothing has changed.
A suspicious amount of nerfed units appearing actually in these most picked and already this pick ban phase. We already see 2 units that were adjusted in the most recent balance patch. Answering quickly over here, Ooh My Heart is thinking about bringing the Masha, but ultimately lands on the Shizuka and the Gianna.
Yeah, Shizuka Gianna, definitely no surprise. Lots of combinations with Shizuka Gianna. A lot of bombs that can come up to the table here. And an interesting Juno Tomo getting drafted by FH, and a very quick ragdoll being thrown in here by Uwu.
Oh, now this is an opportunity to potentially apply some AoE Oblivion or something cool if FH wants to bring something interesting towards the tail end. Looks like we may just be spreading the usual fare of Dots, Karma, and Glancing.
Oh, I definitely like this Miyin coming out from FH. It's a fantastic unit. And of course, Volantis being a very, very powerful sort of utility unit here. Tetra's going to be coming out as the last pick for Ooh My Heart.
No way. That is so awesome. I just ruined a Tetra yesterday, actually. Well, technically 2 days ago now that we're past midnight. Woyoung gets banned out. Ragdoll's gone too. Look at that, Stoic. The Ragdoll got represented.
Yep, Ragdoll's getting banned out as well. Speed leads for both players here. Let's see what happens. We get into our very first match between FH and Ooh My Heart.
Ooh My Heart. Gianna taking turn 1 as expected, and 3 amazing stuns setting them up for an excellent turn 2 here from Han. Here we go. Is someone going down?
We'll see what happens. There's that big 3rd skill coming out, of course, getting the additional turn. He does have 2nd skill available. Looks like he just wants to pummel that damage in. Oliver has got something to say about it, though. Come procking right out of that. He's got that 3rd skill available to get the attack bar and reset on top of the Tetra here.
That was the Oliver that could, Stoic. He resisted everything. He did everything in his power to make sure he stayed alive to take that turn. Massive respect to FH's Oliver right there.
Yep, there's those big stuns coming from that 3rd skill, the Shizuka. We've got bombs coming out here. He didn't even want to save for the bombs. He was very quick to get the stuns out there, but the bomb's going to be landing on top of that Oliver. There's going to be no cleanse available for that bomb either.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Tetra on the opposite side there. I can't help but think about how good it would look on FH's team, actually, with the Gianna bomb there. Ooh, that proc from Shizuka. Any proc from Shizuka is so great because her cooldowns are just so valuable.
Any proc from Shizuka is absolutely devastating here. Soul Protection, the skill cooldown is going to go down to the Han. Speaking of going down, Oliver is going to get dropped from that bomb there by no surprise, of course. Tomo is going to be throwing down some more debuffs here for Ooh My Heart. A little bit of poke damage coming towards that Gianna, of course, coming towards that Han as well. See if Volantis got something to say. A little bit of dots and AoE damage coming out here.
Yeah, seemed like a quick way for Oliver to go there, but FH is definitely not out. In fact, they very well could be ahead after that Volantis skill 2, and the Juno very much still in play, and the Han is looking to go down shortly.
Now there goes the Gianna, and the Han's going to try and take something down before he goes out as well. Landed the defense break, removing the Juno from the field here. Oh man, I don't feel like he should have gave in here, but FH conceded, giving the first victory to Ooh My Heart.
He got it back too soon. I think I forgot about the Shizuka skill too to reset the cooldown time there. What a great combination with Han. I think that's probably one of the coolest things about Shizuka that's appeared. Well, cool to some, maybe not so cool to others. In the last 2 seasons, where people realize that even if you're not trying to like use her third skill to put a ton of debuffs, like her whole kit, you can just bring it, even if you don't have the debuff.
Evan, I hear you.
Oh, nice. I hear you too.
Beautiful.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Legend Tournament. Sorry about that delay, sorry about the technical issues, but we're back for more games. We'll be back to cover the rest of the Legend Tournament as well without further interruption. So thank you so much for your patience. And we'll be sure to update based on how that game state was right after this short break. We'll be back soon just a minute. Legend Tournament. I'm very much still Evan, and with me, it's still Stoic. At least I hope you're still Stoic. What's up, Stoic?
Trying to be, you know what I mean? I'm awake, I'm here, we're energized, we have lots of power now. The stream's back, guys.
Dang Skippy, we are definitely back for the last parts of these brackets for the Legend Tournament here. We missed out on a couple fights at the start there, but we're going to be able to see an abbreviated version of that, hopefully in a highlight reel coming up shortly, if previous Legend Tournaments hold true. So stick with us through that, because we still have a heck of a bracket to go through together as we continue this journey. So Stoic, coming up next here, we still have True Whale at the latter half of the bracket for the semifinals that we get to watch. Are you looking forward to those matches?
Of course I'm looking forward to True Whale. You know, we're always looking forward to see our U.S. competitors do well here. And today we've got True Whale, so looking forward to see what he's going to be doing here. But we have our matches that we were lucky enough to catch this one here, but ooh, my heart, FH in their round one. We had FH taking that very first victory here. You can see how things went down as we were able to catch this one. And then I do believe in that second match. Now, this is going to be a mystery to me because I did not get to see what happened in this match, but I believe, ooh, my heart was able to take that second round. So that's how the draft ended up happening here. And let's see how this thing got kicked off. So obviously removing that orb from Nana was a priority here for him. Got rid of that unit. And I guess it looks like the Veronica ended up playing a big role here. And this is a unit that they were trying to ban out and not have to deal with. So we'll see what happens. when we look at that third match right after this one here, and units were just dropping out now that the Nana wasn't going to be there to revive anything back here. So I guess that's what we missed out on, and we're getting into that round number 3, guys. This is the final match, so let's see what happens now. Gianna not receiving a bomb on the mash, which feels like a big deal, and that, I believe, was a third skill that did not stun everybody. So right away, things not really going my heart's way, but turns are coming out here. Oliver did stay alive, and the Han ended up getting dropped here. And I feel like FH is definitely going to be taking this match. We'll see what happens. 2 turn sleeps. It's a little bit of something there for My Heart, dropping a unit. Very nice. And oh, there you have it. FH was able to come out on top with My Heart. Very nice.
Oh, my word. Yeah, FH. What is showing quite the lineup here, and I'm telling you, the prophecy has been foretold, Stoic. You know, we talked about the Oliver that could at the start of this one, right? Resist after resist after resist, and it clearly held true into those latter rounds as well. So I know we only got to see a Sparks Nose version of those rounds. However, I really liked the draft from FH, and I like the aggressive play style too.
Definitely. But when you can resist a Gianna at the start of a match like that, that's a pretty big deal. So right away, woo, not looking super good there. But congrats on FH. You know, he made his way through. Maybe he has a little bit of resistance on his units. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just got kind of lucky there. But that is irrelevant. FH has moved forward. We're getting into our very first match between True Whale and Angry Marmot.
Yeah, and very first is right. Angry Marmot, I don't believe we've seen, unless it was under a different name in a previous Legend tournament. But to my knowledge, this is the first time we've encountered Angry Marmot at Legend tournament here in RTA Season 23. The bans are out. Pontos is gone, and Ongiyuki is gone too.
Dak Onimusha, what a dangerous unit. And that is I don't want to say new, but it's something that True will surprise us with this last SWC that we went through. And it's already a very dangerous unit that people don't want to have to deal with. Drafts are coming through. This looks very, very familiar. Oliver first pick into a Water Ryu Masha result here. This is something that's been going on for a couple seasons now. So by no surprise to see these 3 units drafted.
Exactly. Yeah, that is if you see an Oliver, this is the requisite response that comes right after it with the Moor and the Masha. Now, here comes True Whale slamming down the Praha. Not totally sure about what's going in that third slot. I like the Nana there. Praha is proving to be quite the secret weapon for a lot of people, but the secret, it's not so much of a secret anymore. The Wind Robo is pretty awesome.
Yep, it really is. Ooh, and I like that he flashed that Dominic, because I think he's reading True Whale right now, because usually when you see that Nana come out there, we're going to see a couple very aggressive units coming out of True Whale here. He has the sustain in the form of that Praha, and we're going to see where a lot of damage is going to come back in these last 2 picks here coming out of True Whale to keep up with the orbs and really justify why he's drafting that Nana here. But there's a lot of control on the other side of the field with Angry Marmot here. There's
a ton. I mean, he's really trying to open up True Whale's comp for some control through that Chung Pung, and True Whale responds with attack bar gain through Ragdoll, as well as some counterattack opportunities for Volantis and a big strip option. I really like that response.
Yeah, he didn't go the aggressive route here, which is totally fine here. Obviously, the Volantis hitting the field is going to be a great result of a Juno here. Juno's a potential ban, so, you know, signaling that the Volantis might be going through here. So we'll see what happens as we get into the ban. It should be happening any second now, but I do like the drafts here. Volantis is going to get banned. I think he was predicting that Juno was going to get banned out here. So Volantis is out, and that Wind Robo is going to get the knife as well.
Wow, yeah. Look at that. Interesting reads coming from the players here. We're going to have to see how this plays out in the course of the game. It's funny, True Whale banning out the Wind Robo as well with the Ragdoll. He might have thought the Ragdoll wasn't going to make it into the game, considering how much AoE there is on that side.
Yeah, well, let's see how things are going to be working out. 33 speed lead is on the side of True Whale, but it looks like the 24 speed lead is going to be enough for that Water Ryu to come through here. Not pushing back the attack bar of that Oliver, though. Oliver's got third skill, looking to reduce and reset that Masha.
Very important reset, because that's going to keep Oliver at the current health state that he's at right now and not endanger him with any defense breaks or anything like that. Really important increased cooldown time coming out from Oliver.
Yeah. No sleep, though, is going to be landing on top of that Masha. That Masha might be the unit of focus right now to remove one of those defense breaks and a very aggressive unit from the field right now. But it looks like unit of focus for True Whale is going to be the Chung Pung.
Yeah, and that's definitely the right option, too. I mean, look at how much devastation can come out from Chung Pung. You know, he is the strip, he is the follow-up, he's everything rolled up into one monster. Here comes the third skill. The whole team completely ready for it. And now, look, attack bars drop to 0 Stoic.
Yeah, beautiful serious matter right there. Didn't want to use that second skill knowing this he had to strip up with the Juno. Only the Pra was able to keep up with that buff there, which is a pretty good place to have that buff still for True Will, sitting on top of that Pra. Pra's going to try and cycle a little bit of attack bar there, going after the Moor.
Yeah, looks like Marmot is definitely in a commanding position at the early game here. Let's see if they can keep up that tempo throughout the game, because True Whale is by no means out just yet. It's just establishing that early tempo is quite important in a game like this.
Yeah, a little bit of poke damage going out towards that Moor. Moor finally getting despair stunned by that Nana. A little bit of poke damage coming out with the Ragdoll here. That Ragdoll does hit pretty hard here, and I think this Pra is going to try and capitalize and want to remove this Moor from the field here, get another orb for his team. That's a nice additional turn. He's going to have his heal up, taking down one unit, getting that orb for his Nana.
There it is, True Whale taking it right back there, and great proc from Praha too, because now the skill 3 is available. Masha finally got to do what she wanted to do from the very first start of this game here, land the defense break on Oliver and take him out, but Nana's right there to bring him back.
Exactly. Now that third skill is available. Nice, thanks to all those procs that Pra was able to pull off here. So finally, only one sleep's going to be landing on top of that Chong Pong, which is probably going to be enough for True Will here. But I think he really has to dismount that Masha. Masha's just going to be putting out way too much damage. You can't have that defense break onto the field with only one orb left here. But it looks like True Will wants to try and get rid of this Chong Pong first.
Yeah, maybe just try to get rid of that attack bar control, the increased cooldown time and the defense break. Early on, I see what you're talking about there, Stoic. I think the Masha is definitely the biggest threat in the short term, though. Just being able to annihilate those soul stones off Nana.
Yeah, but he might get it. Oh my lord, another proc coming out of this Masha. Masha's going to be able to remove a unit. Does not remove a unit from the field just yet. An orb is still up with this Nana. He's got to be very careful, though, because if he takes out the Ragdoll now, Ragdoll's going to come back with no glancing this time.
Oh, and it looks like he knew it too. Stoic, great call. That's exactly what I was going to say too. The skill 2 was important to land there, because a skill 1 with additional damage definitely would have killed the Ragdoll, but he's still got Torrent. Oh,
still
no.
Torrent. He is glanced here. If he goes and tries to take out the Juno, takes down the Juno, gets another orb. True Whale taking round 1.
Still the right call. Still the right call to try to do the second skill, because if you're gonna have to deal with the Torrent, you want him to at least have glancing on, right? But unfortunately, I mean, what can you do? Ignore defense Torrent, like, it's gonna take down a unit most of the time, even with glancing in a position like that.
Yeah, definitely going to be bringing a lot of damage to the field here. Now, obviously, Junos are going to be built very, very tanky, but all of them are going to be built with a slot 4 crit rate. And it's one less slot that you can have a lot of HP on, but clearly it's just not going to be enough to stand up against that torque coming from True Whale here.
Yeah, it's like we talked about. Marmot had a really good showing in that early game, but like True Whale just outvalued him in the long term there. The Nana really provided a lot of safety, so that way every time Marmot looked like he was taking a step forward, True Whale actually just had a window of opportunity. He's like, this isn't even my real unit yet. You're just taking away soul stones at this point.
Yep, that's right. I mean, that's what I keep saying about the Nana. Nana was nerfed, guys. Yes, it was nerfed.
2 times.
The thing is, nobody can do what Nana does. Nana does her job very, very well. And the only way to stop that unit is to prevent her from doing what she does. And that's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Or bring a Carlos. Just kidding. he loves those things. He gobbles up those soul stones, let me tell you.
Well, there's your pre-bans from last time, guys. Pontos and that Doc Onimusha now going to be available. New pre-bans going to be locked in shortly.
I hope we see the Ongyuki. Pontos, maybe not so much, though that is admittedly biased speaking from me. Slows it down a little bit. I'm more of an aggressive type of fan, Stoic.
Yeah, you are. I know you. I know what you like, Evan.
You know, yeah, I know
your play style. Oh, it looks like. Oh, that's right. I forgot that Mortner had a lot of Marmot. I'm sorry, not Mort. Marmot has a lot of LD Nat 5s, including that Dark Onimusha. Dark Onimusha is going to get the pre-ban, and a very interesting light Phoenix pre-ban coming out of True Will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting choice there from True Will. Locking that down. Clearly, these players have done their homework. I mean, they've played against each other over the course of the season as well. Teasing the Tian Lang, but True Will's not quite sure if he wants to put it in that 1 slot.
Yeah, I don't think you need to draft Tian Lang right here. I really enjoy Tian Lang either in that middle to even end slot for Tian Lang. But you know what? That unit brings just so much value to the field, so you can never really go wrong with it. And it looks like Marmot's going to be taking that Nana away from True Will to stop maybe potential aggressive drafts coming out of him. He's going to be bringing the Praha as well.
It would be It would be interesting if the Tian Lang soaked up the ban after it was picked so early, because it seems like right now Marmot is picking into the Tian Lang, which is kind of, kind of signaling something. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Marmot's got a surprise waiting for us here. Or maybe they'll just be predictably banning the Tian Lang like they're broadcasting.
Yeah, let's see what happens. He might be bringing some oblivion to the field if he's already thinking about banning out the Tian Lang, but we could be very, very wrong, and he could just be banning out the Tian Lang all along. But True Whale's got to really play that to his advantage right now. That 5th pick for him is going to be very, very important, forcing Marmot to want to either ban out the Tian Lang or ban out that 5th pick.
Yeah, and honestly, you know what? With that Shizuka pick, maybe he's pointing more towards a cigar ban instead. Maybe that Wind Bison. Ooh, Dominic, True Whale, quick to pick up on a threatening unit here with the Dominic. Taking his time to make sure it's the right choice, though.
Unit.
Yeah,
I do like the Dominic. I think Chung Pung would have been fine as well coming out for True Will here. He already has the Water Ryu onto the field, even that a cigar as well. So a lot of resets here, because I think Shizuka is a unit to definitely worry about. Shizuka and the Pra are worried about if you don't have a way to reset these units. But he does have that cigar. We'll see if that is going to be enough here, because I don't think cigar is going to be the ban here.
Yeah, it's just, there's a lot of valuable cooldowns over on Marmot's side. So it looks like just banning out the 5th pick and True Whale banning out the Praha. Praha proving to be such a valuable unit that you just don't want to see her in the game.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens, guys. We're getting into round 2 with True Will and Angry Marmot. And, of course, we're going to have that Miles going to be taking first turn here. No Stun's going to be coming through. Water Ryu getting almost a full team strip here. Nana still has the immunity. We could see some potential Despair Stuns coming out here or not. The reset is available with Cigar. He's probably going to be resetting either that Oliver or the Shizuka. Does go for the Shizuka. Gets folks across the field as well. Masha's got a unit in sight right now.
Cigar absolutely owning the battlefield right now, asserting dominance early, landing every provoke, increasing cooldown times. Things are going quite well for True Whale right now, and Tian Lang just procced into a potential kill on Oliver if he wants to take it, though admittedly Moore can get it just as easily.
Yeah, I think Tian Lang. True Whale's going to take his time here. He wants to leave that a little low, so no, he's going to take it right now because he's got the Shizuka low enough to try and take this unit out as well. But it looks like Oliver's going to be going down to probably either the Cigar or even this Water Ryu here. It's not going to matter too much. Oh, the Tian Lang is going to be cutting in no matter what here either. There's a lot of things going very, very good for True Whale right now.
That Tian Lang is taking, I swear it's taken 5 turns already this game. That thing just gains attack bar without you even realizing it most of the time. That's the sneaky part about Tian Lang.
Yeah, still a lot of water units on the side of the field for Angry Marmot, so obviously Masha's going to be struggling just a little bit here, but if Tian Lang's able to keep up with these defense breaks here, it might really work in True Will's favor here, where the damage really won't matter too much if the defense breaks are out there.
And let it be known, everybody, that this is game point for True Will. If he wins this one, he's going to be our other finalist at the end of this Legend tournament, so a lot on the line here for him, but it's looking pretty strong.
Definitely strong indeed. No value out of that second skill except a little bit of damage for True Will here. So obviously not too bad here, but additional turns are going to be coming out. That is a Violent Nana, not a Despair Nana.
Not Despair. Good to know. That's a really good note to keep in the back pocket here. Oh my goodness. This is True Whale wasting no time.
It's just a flawless victory right there. True Whale taking down Angry Marmot there and moving forward in today's tournament.
Just immaculate. So now True Whale moving forward into the finals for the Legend tournament. We have quite a nice matchup coming up towards us, don't we, Stoic?
Yep, we really do. I mean, we watch FH. Now, FH, they did go into a game number 3, so we'll see what happens. But FH definitely not a player to look down on at all here. Obviously, he was our rank 1 on today's season. But True Whale playing absolutely flawless in that match. It really was some fantastic play coming at him.
So great, and I really like the picks that he brought into that last one. I thought that his strategy was just very well executed in the whole thing. I like the way that he asserted the dominance early with the Cigar. I really like bringing that unit into that comp. You know, it's like, okay, there's a lot of units where if given the opportunity, such as Shizuka, could totally take control of the game. So he brings something that can kind of sneak by in between that Tian Lang and that Dominic to make sure that he takes that early control.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like the ban is just so tough when you're playing against players like True Will. There's just way too many units that you have to worry about, that you don't want to have to see, that you have to face. Just like you say, at every single Legend tournament, it's the face your fear kind of thing here. So it's like you got to face one of those things that True Will has, and it's just so many dangerous tools that he has.
Exactly. And if you look towards the bottom of your screen there, everybody, we got the first coupon code for you. The last Legend Tournament 23 of 2022. So you can get 200k mana and 2 mystical scrolls for hanging out with us. We want to make sure that you don't walk away empty-handed. So make sure that you write that down. And if you happen to be on iOS, our wonderful mods are going to be posting the link for you guys. That way you can click on that and redeem it on iOS. Guys, we're going to go to a short break real quick right before the finals. We'll see you back here in a second.
Let's go.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the RTA Season 23 Legend Tournament, this time for the finals between True Whale and FH. Stoic, we just came off of a great game between True Whale and Angry Marmot. What'd you think of that one?
I thought it was flawless play, to be honest with you. I thought it was great drafting. It's so tough. It's so tough for people to play up against players like True Whale when there's just so much you have to keep in mind here. But it was some fantastic drafting coming out of True Whale. He kept himself unpredictable, which is very, very nice in his case. So well done on True Whale, because it played out phenomenally for him. And it wasn't a match that felt like just an abundance of RNG, going both ways or for one another. So it was a great play. It was a great representation of how we like to see most of our tournaments.
Well said. It was just it was just great Summoner's War play. And I gotta tell you, we had a brief conversation about this in between the break here, but I don't know if I can name a better player than True Whale when it comes to making the opponent sit between a rock and a hard place. I tell you, I would not want to be in Angry Marmot's position and have to decide on a ban between the Tian Lang, the Dominic, and the Cigar. That was so tough. Here comes the highlight reel for the whole round we just saw. You want to take us through it, Stoic?
Oh, of course I will here. So this, in my opinion, is a great representation of Nana is still a very viable unit after nerf. Because there's plenty of times that he fought for those orbs, got those orbs back, and it didn't matter about the amount of HP that these units are coming back with. Obviously, he has a prod to help keep his units up here, but that's not what truly matters here. What truly matters is it's the fact that we have these orbs, and these orbs are going to be keeping all of our team alive. It's not about the amount of HP that they have. It's what Nana does here is what made that team work and why that draft was able to succeed here. Of course, getting some ignore defense torrents off is a luxury here, but that's neither here nor there. We've got the second match here where I think the result was Tian Lang is a monster. This is a tough unit to have to deal with, and he brought a lot of, Angry Mimer brought a lot of attack bar gain here where, Tian Lang gets to take advantage of that at all these turns. So that second skill usually brings a lot more value, which we didn't get to see right here, but bringing multiple units that have additional damage through multiple hits, defense breaks here. Tian Lang is just a crazy, crazy unit to own here, which is something that is usually on a lot of people's ban lists here.
Oh yeah, and for good reason. I think it was definitely a suitable ban. There was something about the way that the bans happened that made me think that True Whale couldn't believe that Tian Lang made it into that game, and he took so many turns, Stoic. Like, even though, like you said, we didn't get a ton of value off of Dragon's Dance like we're used to seeing with the strip and the stun, I think just accumulating those turns, landing defense breaks, doing chip damage is valuable enough to do it, and also just denying attack bar.
Yeah, definitely. But he did, Marmot did ban out a Dominic, and Dominic is just one of those units in kind of a similar position of its own, where it's like, it just puts out way too much damage. It's able to get violent procs and get additional turns. This unit can be absolutely insane. You know, it's a unit that you don't even need to ruin on crit or have to worry about critting here. It's just such a crazy, crazy unit. So at the same time, you could really justify the ban on the Dominic as well. But like you said, True Will put him in a really, really tough place.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Here's one last look at our bracket before we head into the finals, everyone watching at home. We are seeing a finals between FH and True Whale. Now, I want to remind everybody that we're shifting from a best-of-3 format to a best-of-5 in this one. So we're really going to get to see some nice interplay between these two players. We're going to get to see them understand each other a little bit more. They can feel each other out before they actually do the end-all be-all once we get to match point, because as much as I love the best-of-3 format, it does feel a little fast in situations like the last round that we just saw. It's like it would have been cool to see Angry Marmot maybe try to adjust to True Whale, but that's exactly what we're going to get to see between FH and the aforementioned True Whale right now.
Exactly. And these two players do know each other very well. They've met in legendary tournaments plenty of times before, and probably plenty of times on the ladder as well. But let's get into it, guys. We got a best-of-5 between FH and True Whale.
We're already in the pre-ban phase here. Let's see how well they know each other. We know that True Whale's done his homework because he's done some very educated pre-bans, it seems, in the matches prior.
Yep, let's see what FH is going to be pre-banning for True Whale. He's got so many things to have to worry about. And I can't remember who had the Veronica, but I do believe FH had the Veronica, and that's probably going to be the #1 pre-ban coming out for True Whale. And it is. That Dakar Mush is going to get the ban, and of course the Veronica is going to get the ban.
Great call. And we saw Veronica appear on that balance patch too, right at the top, if I remember correctly, though admittedly her change is she still in essence does what she wants to do. She's going to strip at the opener, and she's going to put everybody on cooldown, though to the level of efficiency she did before, maybe not.
Yeah, exactly. But you can clearly see that this unit is still a lot of trouble, and nobody wants to have to deal with it. So it justifies the pre-ban on that Veronica. And of course, first pick's going to be coming out with the Oliver here. And it looks like True Whale's going to take a different route, not taking that Moor/Water Ryu and going with the Shizuka Masha here.
We're going to have to see what he's planning on bringing in these 3rd and 4th slots, because bringing Shizuka into reset on the table is kind of like a tall order already. So we'll see what he has to back up these first 2 picks. And obviously FH with the Miles and the Gianna. We've seen how fast that Gianna is already, huh, Stoic?
Yeah, exactly. We've seen this unit. We know it's going to be very, very fast. I do believe that Shizuka is in result of taking it away from FH here. So we'll see how it happens. As you said, as we progress more into this draft here, Nana and Ragdoll is going to be coming out for True Whale. And we've got FH that's going to wrap up his draft here after seeing those 2 units come out.
Yeah, let's see. He's taking his time to think. These are the last 2 he gets. This is going to be a big deal. He seems pretty well set up. Oh, I was just going to say, I hope he brings one more form of reset, Stoic.
Yeah, Chung Pung's coming out here, and I think that's kind of what you have to bring. Oliver Chung Pung almost feels like a necessity to keep a Shizuka back. Shizuka is able to just, it's always built on violence, so it's going to proc. It's going to use that second skill on itself, on other units, and just like, but out of nowhere, you're going to see that third skill pop up with the Shizuka. It just happens way too fast here. So here's True Will bringing a very aggressive unit. Now, this is a True Will that I do enjoy. I like to see this side of True Will a lot. He's got the Nana, and he's got great options to get orbs on this side of the field, and that's a Masha and Nasha, bringing a lot of damage to the field here.
Yeah, Narsha becoming really a True Whale staple from Legend tournaments past. It's one of my favorite monsters to see him bring. Great ban, actually, from FH. Getting rid of that Nana, because like you said, Stoic, True Whale's strategy revolves around getting those soul stones now. We see him trying to lock down those early kills with the Masha and her light sister, Narsha.
Well, FH has the speed lead. He has first turn. Let's see what happens, guys. We get into our very first match with True Will and FH. FH should be kicking us off here with the Miles.
We are in the finals for everybody watching. Huge res coming from Shizuka right off the bat, so he's going to have to work a little bit harder to get that immunity off of her before he can reset her, but he's got a couple more chances coming up here.
Ooh, both players are going to be proccing on their very first turns here. We have the Miles, and now the Masha is going to be proccing. He's thinking about a little bit of poke damage coming out here. Narsha looking to bring a little bit of damage herself here. Let's see if he chooses to go after goes right after the Dominic here. Almost removes this unit from the field.
Huge damage on the Dominic. That's a great threat assessment. Want to get rid of what's going to be bothering you in the long term, too. This is a great choice from True Will. Nice threat assessment.
He is going to go with this all things nature, get his immunity and shields right back up. And of course, that unit's going to violent proc. He's got that skill too. He could place on himself to help keep up with some cooldowns here, but it looked like he went for the poke damage top of the Dominic. Dominic does stay alive here. He is going to heal up just a little bit though.
Look at how huge that opening res on the Shizuka was, Stoic. Now it's just been so hard for FH to find an opening to get rid of Shizuka, reset her, whatever you need to do to get her off the table.
And both players have been proccing so much already. None of these procs are really that big. Both players have been proccing so much. It really is crazy. Like, everyone's going back and forth. So right now, it's like, it's hand in hand. You proc, you proc, you proc, you proc. They're going back and forth right now. And now True Will's going to double proc. I mean, there's a lot of violence happening right now.
But like you were saying, it's like the procs are not where the kills are happening, especially for True Will, because it's off element, right? You know, Narsha sets up the defense break. Masha gets the proc, but it's like it's on water. So what can we do here?
Yeah, it really is crazy right now. You're going to see more poke damage coming into this Miles. True Will wants to remove this unit from the field. That's going to help keep his Narsha and his Masha alive here. And I think this is definitely going to be it for the Miles. I think he has to dump this unit as soon as possible. Does finish off that unit. No additional turns coming out this time, though, except for Oliver.
Yeah, FH is right to just kind of play it out, but really the Miles was the last hope for this game to go in FH's direction because, I mean, Oliver is not going to scale quite as well into a Masha as a Miles would.
Whew. There's that damage, man. True Will brings such aggressive units, and that's got to be it for the Chungus. Chungus is going down here, and there you have it. True Will taking round one away from FH.
If I had to use a word for that game, Stoic, I think it would be expedited. It felt so fast, like you said, with both of the players getting the additional turns, the kills happening off of them, but still, it just really expedited and made the pace of that game feel like it was super fast.
Yeah, definitely fast. That's aggressive play. That's exactly what that was. It was so much aggressive play, not just coming out of True Will, but we had some aggressive play coming out of FH as well. But that's the result, man, of those two Beast Riders. Those Beast Riders provide so much damage onto the field, and it would have been even worse, in my opinion, when it comes to having that Nana on the field, and I feel like that really justifies banning out that Nana, but at the same time, like, what if you let the Nana in? Do you think he would be able to stay alive and, get through all those orbs on the Nana? But if you think back, like, just Narsha put out too much damage, man. Dominic dropped almost immediately, and we had Masha capitalizing on it as well. Like, it was pretty crazy. It was a very, very good draft. It was a good Nana draft coming out of True Will here.
It was. There was just so much pressure from the Beast Riders, though. I would have liked to see the game under two different circumstances. One being a ban on the Narsha instead of the Nana to just work the way through the Soul Stones, and the other would be if Shizuka didn't resist that opening immunity. But what are we doing? I'm still talking about a game in the past. We're in round two right now. The pre-bans have gone out, and now Ragdoll and Shizuka will not be seen in this round, Stoic.
Yeah, that Ragdoll's getting banned out here, and now that FH has that Veronica in his hands, we're going to see a big turn one play coming out of FH, and Truel's going to be taking a 33 speed lead away from him. We should definitely be seeing that more, I think, coming out of FH. I thought this is very surprising when I saw that Ragdoll banned out here. I was definitely expecting a more turn one draft coming out of FH. He has the Veronica, and it looks like it's going to be a change of pace, and it might be because he doesn't have the Oliver, potentially.
Maybe he's less confident in his ability to take that turn one without the 33% speed lead. Who's to say? I'm speculating at this point, but this is a different play style that we're seeing from FH than rounds previously, going for more of a turn two approach, sans the Masha, bringing Dominic, and you will know her name, Stoic. It's Gio.
You will know her name. That is Gio. Looks like she's not locked in just yet, but she is currently on the field. FH probably thinking about that one unit. Does lock in the Gio. Gio does make it through. True Will with a much faster team right now, though.
Oh, yeah, and Gio kind of rose in popularity in response to Oliver. It seemed like the karma that she's able to put so frequently down is just a great response to him and his abuse of all those skills.
Ooh, very interesting. We're going to see a free-to-play unit coming out of True Will here. Not often you guys get to see that, but we get a Tesarian being drafted by True Will, and of course, a Tian Lang, a very, very good unit here into FH's draft.
Whoa, the Veronica playing. Whoa! I just got whiplash from that last pick there, Stoic. This is playing opposite ends of the pick spectrum or the turn spectrum here. It feels like he's simultaneously going for a bruiser like second turn comp while also maybe trying to compete for turn one with Veronica.
Yeah, I believe he's banning out the
lead?
Oliver now, though. He wants to remove the speed lead from the field, and that's
ban.
why he went with the Veronica. So let's see if True Will's going to read into that, because I believe that's what's happening here.
I think you're right. That's at least what it felt like to me. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Nailed it.
You nailed it. Awesome. Great job. Virtual high five. We did it. We called the bans.
All right, we'll see what happens, guys. We've got bans locked in here. Leader skill's going to be chosen. We've got an HP lead and defense lead on the side of True Will. And we're going to get into our second match with True Will and FH. Let's see how this one's going to be playing out, because both players here have some mid-distance speeds here.
Wow. With no speed leads out, we are just doing raw speed checks right now. Miles taking turn one and a big opening stun on the Masha early. Here comes a Dragon's Dance potentially from Tian Lang, though True Whale's putting a suspicious amount of thought into this, making me think maybe he's just thinking of a defense break, and he is rewarded with strips.
Yeah, he did get the strips, though, but no extra value there. Defense break is going to be landing on top of the Tian Lang, and Tian Lang's going to be in a little bit of trouble when this Dominic's able to take a turn here. He has got to sleep the team. If he doesn't sleep this Dominic, I think Tian Lang's going to be devastated.
Oh yeah, Tian Lang's life is definitely flashing before his eyes before that Praha's third skill went off. Nice proc to bring that third skill back online a little earlier there.
It's a good proc, but that's going to increase the proc chance for FH as well. So let's see if Dominic takes advantage of that and does not take advantage of that. I think that's a little sigh of relief from True Will. I think he was saying that to himself. Please don't proc, because it didn't proc here. But Gio looking to get a little bit of value. We have strip on that first skill. Can defense break as well. Does get the strip. A little bit of damage coming towards Tian Lang. But of course, Tesarian's got something to say about what Nana can produce here.
Oh yeah, Tessa deciding to go on the Nana there. There was a little bit of a decision to make between the Dominic and the Nana. It's like, do you want to make sure, are you confident in your ability to kill the Dominic before the Nana stone goes off? So it looks like he opted to Oblivion the Nana to try to expedite killing the Dom, but that means Dom gets a turn.
Dom's still going to get a turn here, and that orb is up here and does finish off that Tesarian. Tesarian is going to be dropping here. Additional turns going to be coming out here. Almost 2 units going to be dropping out here. He has to try and get rid of that Dominic as soon as possible with the orb being blocked by the Oblivion that is still on Nana. Let's see if he does choose to go after that Dominic. But I feel like that's got to be the pick here. Doesn't go after the Dominic. Interesting.
I didn't say it. I didn't want the Caster's Curse to come about, but I think it might have been a tiny bit greedy to go for the Nana there instead of the Dom for the Oblivion target, that is.
There's the Despair Gio coming through on top of that Praha as well. A little bit of poke damage coming towards the Tian Lang. See if any more Despair Sun's going to be coming out there. That is not another orb, because we do have the Oblivion that was still on top of the Nana here, but definitely putting True Will against the wall here on this one.
If he can kill the Nana with this skill 1, proc, do it again. Let's see. No such luck. There is a line there to victory, but it was a thin one.
Yeah, double crit as well. FH taking round 2 away from True Will. A little bit of back and forth here.
Yeah, absolutely. They are both showing us why they deserve to be here in the finals. And I really do like that play style. We've spent enough time talking about how I like the aggressive play, but choosing to put the Oblivion on the Nana instead of that Dominic ended up being a little bit too greedy, and I think it came back to bite him, because if you're able to deny Dominic that additional true damage on his passive just for one turn, I think it would have saved him in the long run.
Yep, and if Captain Hindsight was here right now, I think he'd say the exact same thing, because we didn't get any additional turns coming out of that Dominic either. So if Dominic did have the Oblivion on him, it definitely would have held back a lot of damage coming out of FH here.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's one of those calls where I think, man, in the moment, Truewell it says, I just got to go for it. Let's just see if I can take this opportunity that I'm seeing in my head and just make it a reality. Sometimes you're rewarded, and sometimes you get this result. But that's okay, because we've let you guys know this is a best of 5 now. So these things are expected, and it's just going to make a better match for us.
Yep, let's see what happens. Pre-bans from last time, Ragdoll and Shizuka now available. Definitely expecting FA to try and draft the Shizuka as we go into this next match. I don't know, I just kind of have a feeling about it, but we'll have new pre-bans getting locked in here. I think it's going to be something similar to the very first match, that Veronica and the Veronica Nikki.
Nikki's new to the pre-ban scene, but Veronica we expected to see clearly being just a threat that follows us across rounds there, Stud.
Yeah, this Nikki's super interesting. I have a feeling that this Nikki is something that FH felt was coming from True Will, just to keep things fresh. I feel like he knows True Will for changing things up, and Nikki's one of those routes that True Will likes to change up. So maybe that could have been a prediction pick. Maybe it could have been a bad ban. Could have been a lot of things, but let's see what happens here. Oliver's going to be the first pick coming out of FH. True Will rethinking his first picks here, and Shizuka Masha rethinking his first picks once again. He's running out of time. Does go with a Shizuka Tianlang.
It's a very funny amount of transparency that we just saw from True Whale as he walked us through his thought process live in the pick ban phase. I like that. I like that look. I think I'm gonna miss the Masha in this case. Masha as a counter to Oliver has just proven herself time and time again. She's there for a reason.
Yep, it is, and with Masha on the side of True Will, Masha and Narsha sometimes come out for him, so let's see what happens. But Miles and Praha are going to get locked in. Praha being a very, very good unit for True Will. He utilizes that unit a whole lot here. FH has been really utilizing a ton of that Miles as well. Looks like True Will going on the aggressive side, busting out the Dominic now.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Narsha taking up that 5th slot either from True Whale. I mean, I think it was good, actually. I think we've seen True Whale remembering that his opponent has been bringing the Miles, bringing the Praha, so it's like there's a lot of water prevalence. Maybe it's time to bench the Masha for a game and bring something a little bit with element advantage.
Yeah, FH really has to change the pace here. He doesn't have that Veronica, but I think he's got to do something that True Will's not ready for. So curious to see what FH has in mind, and he is going to be changing the pace here. We've got a Molong and we've got a Wusa being drafted. That's a lot of water, though. He's got to be a little careful with that, and it looks like he's going to go with the Juno. I don't know if Juno's the best pick here, because I still think True Will's going to be going with a Narsha here to bring just more volatility to the draft. And he's going to change the pace as well. A Leo. Was not expecting a Leo draft coming out of True Will here.
So he wants to bring the Leo to threaten turn 1, make FH have to do a little decision making. Am I comfortable bringing the Juno and the Oliver and the Praha into a Tianlang, or do I want first turn?
Yeah, this is quite interesting. I couldn't tell you really what's going to get banned out here, because I feel like it's a potential Praha, just remove the sustain from this field, but Praha is going to be bringing a lot of attack bar for the Tianlang. Tianlang might actually just be the ban on True Will's side of the field, but we'll see what happens here, because that's a lot of attack bar gain for True Will here. And looks like Shizuka's going to get the knife, and the Woos is going to get the knife due to the lack of strip that True Will has on the side of the field, so it definitely makes sense here.
Okay, so we'll have to see if this train of thought pays off for FH in the long term as well as True Will there. Banning the Shizuka. Oliver made it through, though, so he had the reset available. Let's see what happens. FH brought us a really good game last time. Here comes Leo, obviously with the turn 1, can get some damage in on whoever, throw off attack bar for Miles. Maybe not, just damage it is.
We'll see what the second skill has for Tianlang, if he's going to get any value here. Does get a little bit of value, and a stun on top of that. The Miles does get a stun on top of the Juno, which will get cleansed up here. Got that third skill happening, sleeping everybody on the side of True Will. But the additional turns are going to be rolling out with this Dominic here.
Yeah, opting to use the third skill instead just to try to get some turn cycling in without giving Tianlang attack bar, which is going to continue to be an issue for FH for a little while here.
That was a quite interesting decision coming out of Truel, waking up the Pra to try to land that branding effect. Didn't get the branding, but did get a lot of damage on top of the Pra. It looks like that's definitely a unit that Truel doesn't want to have to deal with, the sustain that FH has.
Look at that attack bar just creeping up on Tianlang there, Stoic. He's gained so much just sitting there, accumulating value. I love monsters like that. Big stun coming from the Miles right when FH needed it to deny Tianlang that turn.
That's exactly what he needed to get. He needed that stun on the Tianlang. Tianlang was going to land that defense break on top of Pra. Probably not finishing it off, but the Leo there with the defense break sitting on top of Pra probably would have been enough.
Definitely, yeah. The Leo would have having Torrent available, maybe Dominic a little later to finish it off. This was huge, and early kill from True Whale, setting FH to a 3-4 monster deficit here.
Yeah, didn't need that defense break after all. Leo provided enough damage here. And we're going to see Oliver. He's going to be shaking this defense break off with that third skill, almost filling up his attack bar here. Tianlang's going to try and cut in here. I think he wants to capitalize on the Oliver, reapply that defense break so it doesn't get shaken off after the attack bar goes down. Does go with second skill, gets a little bit of damage out onto the field, but I feel like I would have went with the skill 1 to reapply defense break to Oliver here. Oh,
yeah,
geez,
anything at this point, the writing's on the wall, and I think FH knew it. True Whale knew it. I think he was fishing for a little something else there. Man, I gotta tell you, Stoic, even in the pick ban phase, Shizuka was not necessarily on my radar for a ban.
No, I don't think so as well, but Shizuka is just a super volatile unit, man. It just brings way too much to the table. Just one, we said it already, one proc from Shizuka is game-changing, man. It really does. It feels very, very game-changing. But great play, once again, coming out of Trua, looking super solid. Very, very comfortable for him.
Yeah, I think that's a great word to use for it, is comfortable. He seems more relaxed. You know, this is like, he's keeping a great pace for his decisions. He's not rushing anything. Now, FH is going to have to make something happen here because all of a sudden True Whale's sitting pretty with 2 points out of a required 3 to walk away with the title of Legend. So the pressure is on right now. You said in that pick ban phase that FH is going to have to bring something a little bit surprising, and he kind of teased it with that snipe setup with the Molong, but now's the time he's going to have to lock it in.
Yeah, I think so. You know, as much as I'd love to see True Will obviously get a big victory here for stateside, but I do want to see some great gameplay out of both these players here. So I think if FH really wants to take a victory away from True Will here and go into a game 5, I think he's got to bring something that True Will's not ready for here. I bring this up on all of these tournaments here. If you're able to predicting a draft is what really gains these victories inside Summer Squad. When you know what's coming, knowing is half the battle here. And I think FH has to stop True Will in his tracks here. We'll try to change things up here because right now True Will's very, very comfortable. But when you start getting a little, I want to use the word strange, is really what can help you gain the edge on someone. Because when you're making someone think a little bit too much, sometimes that's the best thing that you could do to your opponent here. But True Will, locking in an Oliver, that's obviously a very good pick to lock in first.
It's a consistent trade-off we've been seeing over the course of this whole tournament, fighting for that Oliver, even post-nerf. Like you said at the top of the show, Oliver is still very much the best 33% speed lead in the game compared to, say, Vanessa, Trinity, Kisam. He just offers so much value in that kit along with the 33, so you still fight for him even after he's been adjusted. FH quick to answer back with the Masha and the Veronica.
Yeah, I think this is a very good draft with FH already starting out here. I do like this Masha, and I do like this Veronica here. I understand why True Will's already drafting this Juno here. Juno's going to be in result of this Veronica. That's kind of signaling that the Veronica's going through, and I think this is going to work out for FH's favor here. I think he should be drafting accordingly, knowing that his Veronica is going to be going through, but it looks like he, again, might be changing the pace here. He's bringing out an Abelio, already predicting that True Will is going to bring some aggressive units on the other side of this Nana, and he's going to take one of those aggressive units in the form of Dominic.
I love Dominic, one of my favorite monsters of all time right now. A little susceptible to attack bar control from Oliver, though, so we'll have to see if maybe FH is committed to banning that, or if he's just got some sort of strategy ahead of us. Maybe he knows the Veronica's making it through, and he's like, I'm just going to reset it.
Yeah, there's that Narsha in Dark Onimusha. The Dark Onimusha was something that FH didn't want to have to play up against, and it's coming out right now. We know this Dark Onimusha to be very, very fast, as well as that Narsha as well. That's some volatility on the back end, wrapping up True Whale's draft here. Let's see what FH is going to be responding with, and it is going to be that Abelio. Abelio and Molly is going to be what he's going to use to try and keep True Whale back and keep his team healthy. But I'd say that the Dominic and the Masha is going to be tough to get rid of if he goes with all that sustain here. Diana's going to be showing face. Was not expecting to see a Diana.
Yeah, out of all the things, I don't think I could have guessed that the Cavallo, the Diana, is making it into this game. That surprises me, though. Admittedly, I think I do like it a little bit more than the Abelio if we're letting Oliver into the game, because that's another monster that Oliver just likes to control and make sure that that third skill is unavailable for long periods of time, and it looks like that's exactly what's happening.
Yep, True Whale is going to be banning out the turn 1 unit in the form of Veronica. HP leads coming out for FH, trying to stay alive with the speed lead. 33 speed lead coming out for True Whale, guys. This could be it if True Whale does get this victory, guys. But we'll see what happens. Can FH stay in this match here? Narsha looking to kick things off here, getting big defense break. That's just, it's already looking really good for True Whale. That's so much damage coming to the field on top of that, Dominic.
Oh my word, that Narsha was so fast. He's setting up for some big damage from that Ongyuki here in just 1 second. Perfectly speed-tuned. Here comes the Nana if she wanted to set it up, but she doesn't want to give Diana the attack bar and put any variables into this. Well, great decision-making from True Whale. Let's see it.
So much damage, man. Removes that Dominic from the field. Gets another orb right here. True Whale just putting FH to the wall already. It's looking so good for him now.
That may have been Legend Tournament winning damage coming out of that Dark Onimusha right there.
Yep, exactly. FH really needed to land that defense break on top of that Dark Onimusha to help them get anything going here. But this Narsha and Dark Onimusha, they're going to be pumping out some massive damage here. The additional turns are going to be rolling out here. We've got Diana's going to be dropping very, very soon. Looking super good for True Whale, man. True Whale looking to claim his second Legendary Tournament victory.
Oh, but FH proving that he doesn't want to go down without a fight. He is going to give this Diana every single opportunity to proc out of that transform that she can. He's not leaving until she's gone. Okay, well, let's see if he's leaving.
True Whale's not going to let it go, though. There's the additional turns, and True Whale is this season 23's champion.
Wow, True Whale, a legend title is given to him. Congratulations, True Whale. Excellent job. That was some great play, Stoic.
Dominant play. I think dominant is the word I'm going to use here. You know, FH did take a good match away from True Whale here. Again, it wasn't even a match where it's like FH absolutely dominated. It was a very, very fair, well played out match, well drafted match by FH to take a victory away from True Whale. But honestly, throughout all of today, he got the 2-0 in his first match against Marmot, and it was great plays, man. It really was phenomenal drafting, phenomenal plays, great decisions being made by True Whale today.
100%. The whole way through, True Whale just played his best, brought his best to the table, and really showed us that Mr. Whale truly is a legend. Like, that is, he deserves this title so much. I love watching that guy play. And what a well-drafted final pick ban phase. Like, I thought his team was great. And how fitting is it, Stoic, that we finally got to see the Ongyuki, that Dark Onimusha, and the Narsha together in a game for the first time tonight.
Such a dangerous combination. At the same time, such a dangerous combination when you have a Nana on the field as well. He's able to keep up with all those orbs so easily. And just the rune quality behind those two absolute monsters, the Narsha and that Dark Onimusha. The rune quality behind those things, it's so good. You see the numbers that it puts out there, the speeds he's running these things out there. True Whale's got some excellent rune quality behind all these excellent units that he has.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, you've brought up a couple times tonight, too, that the Nana brings something that is totally unique to everybody else, right? So Nana didn't actually do any reviving that game, but there was a moment right there. After the Dark Onimusha confirmed that kill, there's a moment where we all kind of paused, looked at Nana, saw 2 soul stones, and we're like, wow, this game is really, like, far and away True Whales right now. So she wins that psychological battle with that passive skill. She doesn't even have to revive anybody. Really well played, well drafted from True Whale.
Yeah, no unit has more bottom left victories than Nana.
Well said. Exactly. But I really admire that FH stuck it out until like every aspect, every avenue of victory was gone. It's like if you have a Diana in play, you see it through. And FH gave us a great show. Those opening games, unfortunately, we only got intimately acquainted with one round of those, and we saw the highlights of the other. Those were great games, and they brought some interesting picks. I love seeing Veronica in a game. I gotta say, so FH definitely deserved to be there and gave us some good ones. It's just how do you compete with those types of drafts from True Whale?
Yep. Every tournament, True Whale's getting better and better and better. And at the same time, man, you're letting time pass. True Whale's getting some more units into that box as well. It's happening. Every single Legend tournament, he's busting out some new things. Every season, he's trying to get more and more aggressive with the units that he's bringing to the table here. So great. Massive congrats to True Whale on his second Legend tournament victory.
He definitely deserves it, just as you folks at home deserve another coupon code, which we got for you at the bottom of the screen here. Season 23 is over, but season 24 is coming to you in the next year. This was the last season of the year, Stoic. I think we've done every single one this year together. It's been great.
We've done every single Legend tournament. Everybody gets to put up with me at 3 a.m. on the East Coast. It's been great.
We value two things here for the Legend tournaments. One is great games, and two is getting Stoic to bed early, which I think this is actually in the running for one of the fastest Legend tournaments ever, I have to say. I think one of the rival ones was when Shizzy was in here as well, and it was pretty quick. But True Whale trying to go for a record along with a title.
Yeah, most definitely. I do enjoy a nice, quick Legend tournament. You know, I love to see all of our matches. I love to see the Game 5s and those final matches. But you know what? Nothing beats a nice, quick, legendary tournament.
Well said. And what a great one it was. But like we said, the Legend tournament. Not biased at all. Legend tournaments will be back next year in 2023. So we thank you to everybody for watching in 2022 with every single one of these. We still have highlights coming up here. We have a lot more tournaments to look forward to. And also, guys, I'm hopeful to see everybody playing in RTA Season 23 with some new units. I'm hopeful that once the next balance patch comes through, people are going to have some fun time building. It's going to be great. I'm going to play with my Josephine, Stoic. I haven't gotten a chance to play with my Josephine that we built today.
I know. I mean, it's going to go down soon. You're not going to be able to use it. You got to use it as soon as possible. We weren't lucky enough to see any Josephine gameplay out here today, but what we did get to see was True Whale being an absolute whale and a monster out on this field here. Fantastic plays coming out of True Whale, taking down that very first victory. Sometimes that first victory is the most important victory. It's kind of what sets the tone here. And True Whale set a great tone, and I got to admit that FH had a great response in round 2 as well, though. But well done, True Whale. Excellent plays, excellent drafts, as you see here in these highlights.
That's right, and this was the one where I think FH tied it up here. I think this was the one where he decided to go for something a little bit more bold and put the Oblivion on the Nana instead, and was punished by the Dominic. It was a cool attempt to try to expedite the victory, but unfortunately yielded no results, and FH took a nice round against True Whale.
Yeah, definitely a good round for FH there. It was a good little showcase for him. Definitely a great victory here. True Whale surprised with that Leo there, though. I was a little surprised to see the Leo, but not surprised, as the match progressed. Definitely makes sense why he would draft a unit like that there. But another great result. Look at how much damage Dominic can put out onto the field, man. What a monster. Dominic just brings a lot to the table here, almost removing that Pra from the field. But look at the Leo able to provide enough damage. I didn't think he had enough there. I thought he was going to need the defense break, and that's not at all that he needed right there. True with a big round 3 victory here.
I'm loving these highlights tonight, Stoic. I love the zoom. I love the punch-ins on the huge damage. After that, here comes Ongyuki with the slice that won True Whale the Legend tournament.
Yep, there it is. Nana, 2 orbs, man. That's exactly what you look at. You look at that and you're like, this is why we win. 3 orbs says it all right there. That was such a great draft. That's exactly that's a great representation of True Whale in my opinion. Is looking at units like Narsha, Darko Onimusha, and to be honest with you, Anana as well, just showing that he's able to provide just so many orbs with all that damage he brings to the field. Just so aggressive. Very, very aggressive play coming out of True Whale. That's the True Whale we enjoy to see.
The truest. There can only be one. And there he is at the end there, the Season 23 Legend Tournament winner, walking home with another Legend title. It's True Whale. What a great game. What a great showing from him and all the players that were here tonight. Made his way through the bracket so comfortably. Again, that word follows him, and it suits him so well tonight, Sty. He was in his element.
Yep, it really does. It's about time. I'm sure that he's saying it to himself. It's like, finally, a nice, comfortable, I don't want to call it easy breezy legendary tournament, but it's definitely something that's probably on his mind, that it definitely felt like a cruise for him this time around.
Oh, for sure. Especially considering that the last Summoners War esports scene game that he was coming from is the America's Cup of SWC, where he placed second on there. So, you're coming from SWC, truly showing just how much experience he has in the tournament scene. And he's learning a lot along this journey. And he was great at the start, and he's only getting better, like you said. So I think he truly deserved this title. Happy to see him here.
Exactly. That's something that we've definitely been seeing a lot of Truel, is his play only gets better. He's been playing a lot better. All this tournament experience, I think, is what's really, really showing here. So lots of tournament experience is going to speak volumes when it gets to these moments.
Oh yeah, for sure. So thank you to True Will for letting us join him on this journey here, and also giving us so many cool games. And thank you to you all, the viewers at home, for staying up and watching with us tonight, giving Stoic and I support, and mostly Stoic, considering it's 3 hours ahead for him, so it's pretty late. But this was awesome, guys, and we can't wait to continue doing it in 2023. Be sure to track down True Whale, give him some congratulations on that victory, scope out his name in the Hall of Fame as soon as it's there, and start thinking about what comps you're going to be bringing into season 23. Stoic, do you have any ideas for what you're bringing for your team?
Not a clue, Evan.
Excellent. Just like I like to hear. Let me tell you, I'm still going to be force picking Carlos in the new year, Stoic. I'm telling you this. Carlos, he's going to be in every game for 100 years. He's coming into my comp. It's Carlos.
I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be awesome. What a great tournament. That was so fabulous, man. Yeah, if I had to see any rounds again, I think I would have loved to see True Whale against Angry Marmot. I think I would have liked to see Marmot get one more round against him, just to see if he could pull something out instead.
I would have liked to see a Game 5 out of that as well. Angry Marmot has a lot of LD Nat 5s. We could have seen a lot of magical things happen in that match there. But, it was still a good match.
Yeah, it really, truly was. Thank you to everybody in chat once again for watching. This has been a really fun tournament for you. Or rather for me, I hope it's been fun for you as well. Thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you right back here in the new year for more Legend tournaments and more Summoners War action. Have a good night.
Take care, everybody.